I'm going to show you guys how to play Forge Magic. In Forge Magic, the setup is pretty simple. All you're going to have to do is give each player a Magician card and each player a health ring. Now you want the health ring and the Magician card to be the same color, red and red, or in this case blue and blue. And then you're going to put the health ring on the number 15 on the Magician card. Then you're going to go to start the first round. Rounds are made of 3 phases: the beginning phase, the trick-taking phase, and the combat phase. Now in the beginning phase, what you're going to do is you're going to have the dealer. In the case of the first round, the dealer is going to be the youngest player. And they're going to shuffle the cards. And once the cards have been thoroughly shuffled, they're going to deal a card to each player equal to the number of players plus 2. So in this case, there are 4 players. And so each player is going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Now we'll look at this hand. Then the dealer is going to choose one card to play down in face down in the middle, and this is called leading. So let's say that the dealer decides to play this 3. Then each player is going to go around playing a card. Now if they have a fire, a red fire, they're going to have to play that. So let's say this player plays a 6, and this player plays a 10, and then the next player doesn't have a fire, so they're going to play just electric 8. Now the person who won is going to be the person who played the highest card of the suit that was led, or the element that was led. So in this case, the element that was led was fire, and the highest number is 10. So the person who played the 10 of fire is going to take these cards and put it in front of them, or by their Magician card rather, like this. Then that player is going to lead, and so let's say that they lead this card. Now it's going to go around in circles in the same way. So let's say this person played this card, this person played this card, and then when it comes to this person's turn, they're going to play this card. Well, usually this card would win because it's 12, the highest card of the element that was led. However, there's trump. This card, being fire, trumps earth. And so this player would take the trick and put it by them. So the way trump works in Forge Magic is that there's fire, water trumps fire, electric trumps water, earth trumps electric, and fire trumps earth. So this is the way that trump works. And so whatever card was led, whatever element was led, the trump for that trick is going to be the element that is strong against it or trumps it. So this is going to keep going around until everyone has played all their cards. And so in this case there would be 6 tricks in total. Okay. Now the trick-taking phase is over. In the combat phase, players are going to take the tricks that they won to deal damage or to heal or prevent damage from and to each other. Okay, so the combat phase is also going to start with the dealer. This player is the dealer, and on their turn they're going to decide what to do with each of their tricks. In this case, we have the water here, you can either heal yourself 2 damage or you can deal 2 damage to the player on your left. So they're going to use that trick, and since they have no damage on them, they're going to deal 2 damage to the player on their left. Now, that's going to be this player. So you're going to slide their health ring down 2 on their magician card. And so now they're down at 13. Then they're going to look at this trick, and it says take -1 damage on each attack until the end of the round, or deal 2 damage to the player on your left. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to decide, I don't want to take damage, so they're going to take -1 damage from each attack until the end of the round. And we'll show how that works in a second. Then it's this player's turn. They're going to use their electric, which says deal 2 damage to each player. So this player is going to take, or to each other opponent, I'm sorry. So they're going to take 2 damage, 2 damage, but this player, since he played the earth trick, which says to take -1 damage, he's only going to take 1 damage. Then they're going to use the fire trick, which says deal 4 to the player on your left, to deal 4 damage to that player. This player is also going to deal 4 damage to the player on their left. And this player is going to deal 2 damage to all opponents. This player is only going to take 1 because of the earth trick they played earlier. Take 2 damage, take 2 damage. And so that is the combat phase. Then, after the combat phase is over, you're going to start up again at the beginning phase. So this player dealt first round. Now you're going to go to this player who's going to deal second round. And this is going to go on and on until the there's only one player who's left alive. Now, you're alive if you have at least 1 health. Once your health goes down to 1 and then goes down to 0, then you're dead. So let's say that this player is dead, this player is dead, this player is dead. In that case, that player would be the winner. Now, there are a couple of rules that go along with being dead. Dead players are not able to deal damage to other players, heal, or be healed. So basically, once that player is dead, you act like they do not exist. You don't deal them cards. They do not play, anything like that. And then when determining the opponent on your left, you ignore dead players. So let's say this player is still alive, and so he's going to try and play a fire trick, this player. But this player is dead, so the first player on the left can't deal him damage, So even though it says on the left and this player is on his right, it's going to go all the way around the circle to this player. And there are also additional rules for a team game. Now, in a team game, when you give out the magician card to each player in the initial setup, you're going to want to make sure everything's alternating. In this case, it already is. You want red, blue, red, blue. That's the way you want it to go. And then another rule is that the players with red cards and the players with blue cards are on teams. So team, team. When determining the opponent on your left, you're going to start it yourself and go to the first player on your left who is an opponent, not on your team. So let's say this player is dead. And so if this person was trying to use a fire trick to deal 4 damage to the player on the left, they would go here, this person's dead, here, this person's on their team, so they would be dealt to this person. And then this adds a lot of strategy to team games. It says once per combat phase, a team can decide to use a trick that one of their players won to target any player. So in this case, say this player is still alive, then this player could decide on their turn, and this can only be done once per team, per round. This player could decide, even though this player is alive, let's say this player was down to like 2 health, I want to kill this player, so instead of doing it to him, I'll do it to this player. And that can only be done once per round, during the turn of the person who won that trick. And the game goes on this way until there's only one player remaining in an individual match, or in a team match once one team has lost all their players, then the other team's the winner. I hope this helped out. If there's still some questions that you guys have, email me at elementaltacticsgames, elemental.tactics.games@gmail.com. Thank you.